Before he leaves England, the president and the first lady will sit down with Queen Elizabeth. She has met nearly every one of the last 12 presidents. Wow, talk about living through history. President Trump has said he is looking forward to the meeting, describing the Queen as an incredible woman. Charlie D'Agata is at Windsor Castle, just west of London, with more on the long tradition that American leaders share with British royalty. Charlie, good morning.
Good morning to you. And what has become a bumpy ride, this visit may become a welcome relief. As you said, the president has already discussed how much they're looking forward to it. He says the first lady is a tremendous fan. In 66 years on the throne, the Queen has seen nearly a dozen U.S. presidents come and go.
We know what is right. Freedom is right.
She's met them all, with the exception of Lyndon Johnson. And while she and the current president may have different personalities, royal biographer Robert Hardman doesn't see a problem.
And they've actually got quite a lot in common. They both got Scottish mothers. They both own fairly large parts of Scotland, in her case Balmoral, in his case 2 golf courses. And she's used to dealing with the most appalling despots, monsters, crooks, dictators. She's only got Donald Trump coming for tea. I think they're going to get on great.
One of the more memorable visits was that of John and Jacqueline Kennedy just months after his inauguration in 1961. Some relationships have been warmer than others. Ronald Reagan became the first U.S. president to overnight at Windsor Castle, even horse riding with the Queen.
The Reagans, it was a really warm friendship. I mean, once when the Queen was in California with the royal yacht, it was the Reagans' wedding anniversary, and she invited them around for a special wedding anniversary dinner, and they all ended up around the piano singing.
Sing-alongs aside, President Trump and First Lady Melania might be expected to follow protocol. As they're not British subjects, a bow and curtsy isn't technically required, but appreciated. It's also polite not to turn your back on the Queen. And even touching can get a bit touchy.
People always say you shouldn't touch the Queen, and well, you shouldn't really go around touching the Queen, but there's that famous story of Michelle Obama allegedly putting a hand around the Queen. What people forget is the Queen actually put her hand around Michelle Obama.
Now, in terms of protocol, it is possible, maybe even likely, that the Queen will discuss world affairs. She is the head of state, after all, but traditionally, her views do not extend beyond those castle walls. John?
Charlie D'Agata in Windsor, thanks. I think that means it's all going to be a secret.
Yeah, to be a fly on the wall. Yeah.